Today we're taking a look at these NBA matches, which are happening on October 27, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. And if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. By becoming a member of the High Stakes Patreon, you will have access to our best team picks, total picks, parlay picks and much more. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting predictions that ends up costing you a lot of time and money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Golden State Warriors vs Miami Heat. Miami has been awful to start the season and will be looking to get some momentum during their three-game trip to the West Coast. The Heat fell to the Raptors in their last game 98-90 after beating them last Saturday 112-109. They also suffered losses at the hands of the Celtics and Bulls. The one common theme for the Heat in their three losses this season is one very bad quarter. In the losses, they have had one bad set of 12 minutes where they lose the quarter by at least 8 points. This one poor quarter has kept them from making it a game down the stretch, showing they may not be capable of overcoming early deficits. The Warriors are coming off a huge 29-point loss to the Suns as they fell 134-105 and are now 2-2 this season. The Warriors are now 0-2 when they allow more than 125 points. Though he knows defense is not the name of the game for the Warriors, we saw what would happen when they shoot poorly as they left Phoenix with a -6% FG percent and -12.8% 3P percent difference. It was the first game this season that Golden State scored less than 123 points in a game. Their other loss came against the Denver Nuggets. They lost that one 128-123. Their two wins of the season have come against the Sacramento Kings and the Los Angeles Lakers, and both were home games. This game for the Warriors will be very similar to their earlier matchup against the Lakers. Like the Lakers, the Heat do not possess the firepower to keep up with the Warriors' sharpshooters. Once that bad quarter happens for Miami, they will fall way behind one of the best defenses in the NBA, and they will not be able to keep up, especially since GSW showcases a lot of three-point weapons. Though Curry and Wiggins have been by far and away the best of the GSW weapons, Klay and SG Jordan Poole are more than capable of going off. The Heat have a great defense, but there are too many weapons on this Warriors team, and their fast pace of play will wear out Miami's limited rotation. Our team pick is Warriors 7 points. Points have been hard to come by for the Heat as their 103.5 PPG ranks 28th in the league. They are shooting just 44.1% as a team and have struggled from deep, managing a low 33.1% from beyond the arc. Miami is shooting at a very inefficient rate and is struggling to make up for it as they are averaging just 8.3 offensive rebounds per game. They are the second best team from the charity stripe, shooting 85.6% from the line. Their defense has also been a positive for this team, as opponents are averaging just 108.5 PPG on 44.3% shooting, which puts the defense inside the top 10 in those categories. Their poor shooting, especially from deep, has kept the Heat from overcoming that bad quarter. Their -6.2% from deep is the 8th worst in the NBA. The Warriors also struggle with foul trouble as they average 23.5 PF a game. Their defense is practically non-existent as they allow the second most points, as their opponents are averaging 124 PPG. The few positive marks on their defense are their perimeter D, as opponents are shooting just 32.9% from deep, and they are forcing the third most turnovers. Despite the trends favoring the over, I strongly believe the under 224 will hit in this one. Miami has one of the better defenses in the league, ranking inside the top 10 in opponents' PPG and opponents' FG percent, and they also sit inside the top 10 in opponents' FGA per game, as well as FTA per game. Despite being one of the best scoring teams in the NBA, GSW only gets up 91.3 shots per game, which ranks in the middle of the league, so with Miami playing solid defense, look for that to factor into the Golden State point total. Miami will slow the game down a bit and keep the Warriors from scoring their usual 120+ points. In addition to the solid Miami defense, the really bad Miami offense will also positively impact the game. The Heat are averaging just 103.5 ppg, and that ranks 28th in the league. Take the under 224 points. Sacramento Kings vs Memphis Grizzlies. Memphis was in another run-and-gun style of contest with Brooklyn, but managed to come up on the plus side of the scoreboard at the buzzer to bounce back from a blowout loss to Dallas over the weekend. The Grizzlies improved to 3-1 on the season and entered Wednesday tied with the Spurs and Pelicans for the top spot in the Southwest Division standings. Against Brooklyn, Memphis led by 5 after the opening quarter, trailed by 5 at the half, and were down 2 early in the second half before seizing control of the game. A 17-2 run put Memphis up 87-74, and their lead never dropped below 6 the rest of the way. Memphis shot an even 50% from the floor, including 16 of 34 from three-point range, and overcame allowing the Nets to shoot 54% in the game. Desmond Bane, 7 assists, and Ja Morant, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, each had 38 points to lead Memphis in the win. Sacramento hung tough with Golden State on the road in their previous contest, but couldn't get the stops down the stretch to earn the win. The Kings enter this game 0-3 on the season and sit tied for 4th in the Pacific Division standings, 2.5 games behind the Suns for the top spot. Against Golden State, Sacramento trailed by 3 after the opening quarter and gave up a staggering 50 points in the second quarter to trail by 18 at the half. The Kings trailed by as many as 24 in the second half before making a charge in the fourth quarter. Sacramento climbed within 4 with 1:04 to play but couldn't complete the comeback. The Kings shot 47% from the field, including 11 of 43 from three-point range, and won the rebounding battle 51-37 yet still lost. Sacramento allowed Golden State to shoot 51.7% from the floor and turned the ball over 16 times in the contest. De'Aaron Fox led the Kings with 26 points, 5 rebounds and 10 assists in the loss. Sacramento has some stellar pieces to work with in their rotation, led by Fox, Sabonis and Murray, who could be a frontrunner for Rookie of the Year. The problem for the Kings is that they don't have a ton of depth and second options to pick up the slack on off nights from their stars. Memphis is missing some of their firepower with Jackson Jr. on the shelf, but Aldama has stepped up in his absence to put up some solid numbers in the early going. If Bane plays the way he did against the Nets to provide a secondary punch to Morant's brilliance, the Grizzlies are tough to beat. You have to give the upper hand to the Grizzlies as the Kings have yet to find a way to close games out and Morant outduels Fox at the point guard spot. Our team pick is Memphis Grizzlies minus 4.5 points. The Kings enter this game 16th in the league in scoring offense with an average of 114 points per game. Sacramento is 18th in rebounding with 43.7 boards a contest, while the team stands 7th by handing out an average of 27.3 assists per contest. The Kings are 23rd in scoring defense, as they allow an average of 118.7 points a night. De'Aaron Fox leads the team with 31.7 points plus 5.7 rebounds and 7 assists a night on the year. Keegan Murray, 17.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, Kevin Huerter, 16.7 points, 3.7 assists, and Domantas Sabonis, 14.3 points, 9.3 rebounds and 5.3 assists, each average in double figures. Terrence Davis, Malik Monk, Harrison Barnes, Richaun Holmes, Davion Mitchell, Trey Lyles and Chimezie Metu are all key pieces of their rotation. Sacramento is 14th in field goal percentage by shooting 46.7% from the floor as a team on the year. The Kings are 6th by knocking down an average of 14 three-pointers a night, while they are 18th by knocking down 34.4% of their attempts from beyond the arc this season. Neither defense has done well at defending the three-point shot, as the Grizzlies are 19th in the NBA, with a 36.4 three-point percentage against, while the Kings are 27th in the sport, with a 41 three-point percentage against thus far. Having De'Aaron Fox and Ja Morant both on the floor in this game, and averaging 31 plus points and being top 10 in both points and assists thus far, means they are going to contribute a lot on the offensive end of the court. Sacramento pushes the pace as they are 4th in the NBA, with 103 possessions per 48 minutes, while Memphis is more around league average, with 99.2 possessions per 48 minutes. The over has hit in each of the last 5 games between these teams played in the Golden One Center, so go with the over 236.5 points to hit here.